Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas. It's the Joe Rooz Show, the show where we talk about anything and everything, where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
All right. Hey, folks, this is Joe Rooz. And it is 19:10 hours on Wednesday, September the 10th, 2025. And it is great to be with you once again from the pimple on the backside of Texas, the beautiful city of Eagle Pass. And we're going to do the very best we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we can muster without all the bluster. Welcome to the Joe Rooz Show. All right, folks. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to talk about today. Not much of it good. But obviously the elephant in the room is the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I don't know Charlie Kirk personally at all. I've watched him for a long time. Really appreciated the work he did. And earlier today, he was assassinated speaking at a university in Utah. I'm sure everybody knows that already. It's been all over the place. So I'm not breaking any news here or anything like that. I don't have any more information than anybody else does. I just know what I've been catching on through the social media posts and through some really reliable folks on those that I follow. And we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, when we bring in our guest tonight, my co-host for this evening, our executive producer, Wayne Rankin. I'll bring him in just a few minutes. But we got that. We also have some really disturbing news going on over in Europe with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. We're going to get into that. So it's a lot of stuff going on today, a lot of stuff. And we're going to get to as much of it as we can for the hour that we're going to be together tonight. And just before I get into anything else, I just want to let you guys know also that as usual, on Thursday night, we don't have a show tomorrow night. We are taking off on Friday night, and we'll be back here again live on Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock. We'll be hosting Barry Louisbrecht, who's the CEO, owner of podhome.fm, who is one of our sponsors and a good friend. So we look forward to talking to Barry as always. Haven't spoke to actually Barry was the first show that I did with this podcast all the way back in November last year, and it's time to have him come back on. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you would, head over to our website, joerooz.com. That's joerooz.com. And when you get over there, open up that contact form, and why don't you send us over a message? Let us know whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind, any questions, comments, cares, or concerns that you have, any issues that you'd like to talk about, anything, any guests you'd like us to try to get, or a topic you'd like us to discuss. Let us know. We'd love to hear from everybody, and we appreciate all the comments, and we appreciate all the ideas and suggestions that you guys float this way. So thank you so much for that. Especially if you want to talk about health related stuff, because we have our Tuesday show with the CEO of Ezra Healing, who's one of our sponsors. We love to take listener questions during the course of the show. We also like to get topic ideas, so send them on over to us. Always look forward to that. And then coming up on the 20th is our show with our resident crypto psychic, Marisa Lee. So if you have any crypto questions you want to ask, just send them on over to us, and we'll make sure we get those included into the rotation. Or you can just watch the show and ask your questions in the live chat, or drop a comment down below. We'll make sure that we get all of that. All right. Also, don't forget, while you're on the website, to look for the support page on our website. And if you can help us out, if you have the means to do that with a donation, please feel free to do so. We really do appreciate that. And of course, we'll get into all of the minutia of the different ways you can help us out with donations at the end of the show, like we always do. So we'll get to all of that. All right. So Ezra Healing. Ezra Healing is a substantial part of the new wellness paradigm currently being born in North America and around the globe. The global citizenry are no longer satisfied with the sick care version of so-called healthcare. Band-Aid medicine, endlessly treating symptoms rather than root causes, must be abandoned, and be abandoned as soon as possible. Patient-centric care must be the priority. We need to transition towards the do-no-harm model of private care that places humanity at the forefront of real health and wellness care. In this new model, your entire lifestyle is examined and analyzed to promote and support the totality of your body's integrated systems. Ezra Healing is a solutions-based health promotion and disease prevention grassroots movement that is always evolving to best serve you and your family. Now, for more information on Ezra Healing, just head over to Ezra Healing's website, which is right up there on the screen, EzraHealing.com. EzraHealing.com. I can't find my pen. EzraHealing.com. And you can let them know that you heard it here on the Joe Rooz Show. I'm sure they would love to know that that we're directing traffic their way. So we appreciate that if that is something you're able to do for us. So EzraHealing.com. All right. Now, with all of that said, folks, he's been here before. He's always been around. He's been a buddy of mine for about 20 plus years. Great friend of mine. Our first executive producer ever to sign up on the donations and the support. And so, folks, everybody, welcome to Wayne Rankin. Wayne, how you doing, bud?
There's a YouTube channel, the guy called Ticked Off Nick. It's Ticked Off Wayne today. I was out in my shop butchering a body in my shop, a deer, not a human body. So Joe knows this. I'm a wildlife hunter, and I like to get as much natural meats because being a cancer remission patient, I like to hunt, fish, do those things. And you know, Joe, I'm pretty good at it, doggone it.
Yes, you are.
I had a big weekend, man. I went out and got a deer next day, loaded up the cooler with salmon. You know, the Lord is good, you know. But I got a call from text from my wife in Brazil. She's seeing her son for a week. And in Brazil, and she texted me to Charlie Kirk. She's, you know, I didn't agree with everything Charlie said. I didn't agree with everything what Rush Limbaugh said. Personally, he got a little too close to the Bush family, who's the biggest crime family in U.S. history. But it shocked me because I actually, Joe, the past few days or if they're gone, I have a small farm and there's no easy farm. I don't care if people go, oh, a small farm. Come join me for a week. I'm exhausted and I'm doing 3 times as much as I can. So I took a time out from the news. Joe, you couldn't beat it. I'm up in the mountains. You've been here. You're coming back. I needed to rest my brain. And hearing that bus killing really just put it, I tapped out. Like in MMA, I tapped out from any media, any sources, anything. Just putting on my music, old school stuff, everything. But I wore a special shirt today. I actually went to a site. I had this shirt designed. Mad Max, the Road Warrior.
I was going to say that. I was going to say it looks like Mad Max.
Yeah, well, I didn't design the shirt, but I picked it out. I picked the color, matched up with the logo and everything, and it's Max, and his doggy's in there. Somewhere's in there, I think. But I work for today. I just work. There's almost a road warrior mentality coming on some of these cities. And the Utah governor just announced that Charlie Kirk's shooting was a political assassination. Governor Spencer
actually, let me see.
I'm new to this right now. What time did I text you? 2 hours, 3 hours ago? I found out. Yeah, I had no radio. I just got a text from my wife in Brazil. She goes, I know you like Charlie. Listened to him the other day. And some good stuff. Very articulate, and he could back up his points.
Well, let's take a look at the Utah Governor Spencer Cox.
Okay.
This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to 2 young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
All right.
He looked pretty serious.
I think he was.
Yeah.
I absolutely think he was.
Joe, I live on the left coast, and I'm not even shocked at this one. Within an hour in Seattle, people were out with their placards celebrating this.
And I debated.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Come on, I'm not shocked.
I debated. I was going through my X feed, and I was going through some other social media sites that I'm on, and I was looking at all these videos of all these pathetic leftists, these lunatic liberal nut jobs celebrating that a husband and a father was executed.
Right.
This is what they destroyed today.
Yeah.
That is what they destroyed today.
Yeah.
No matter what your political views are, no matter what you believe, it doesn't justify taking another human being's life, especially a human being who's a husband and a father.
Right.
Or anyone for that matter. But
No.
it just makes it worse.
Today, Joe, the First Amendment was assaulted. It'll never be assassinated. It'll never be assassinated. But it was definitely assaulted today, the First Amendment. That's
Certainly
what I put it when I first came up. What was the first thought? I thought, yeah, the First Amendment was assaulted. There's still I have a lot of buddies my age bracket are aging veterans. They said, yeah, we'll still put the guns on. We will fight to the end. These guys are in their 60s. Some of them Vietnam vets. My brother, he goes, there's always going to be a fight left for the First Amendment, even in my wheelchairs. So we were assaulted by the First Amendment. And it just like threw me for a loop today. And so, like I said, I was just getting over the thing. A buddy from church sent me the thing on the bus stabbing of this poor young lady. And today I just read that Elon Musk has donated $1 million in her honor to something.
You mean the young Ukrainian girl?
The Ukrainian girl. Elon Musk has donated.
That was on a train, wasn't it?
Yeah, just sitting there on the train. Yeah. And you know what? You're from New York. I'm from Detroit. You know what the first thing I said? The first thing I said, I look where she was sitting. I look where she was sitting. I rode a bus in Detroit. If I'm going to get in the back, I'm going to be in the very back. And I'm going to have everybody in front of me. But a young lady like that, I tell my wife, she would never go on a bus anyhow. If you're by yourself and on a bus in the inner city, go right up to the front as far as you can and get one of those seats that's up against the window so you can look left and right. No paranoid. There's no paranoid there. It's just awareness because evil is getting worse. And the Bible says in these last days, are we in the last days? Wait, no, in the final moments. Evil will be triple multiplying. Lawlessness will be running amok. I'm just paraphrasing, Joe.
Yeah.
Evil is getting accepted. Bad is good. Good is bad. So, I was, like I said, doing some sportsman work out there, cutting and trimming meat of a deer. And, I took it out that poor sucker, man. You don't want to hear me chopping with my meat cleaver out there. So I had to turn the music up loud. There's a different type of, it's a righteous anger. It's a righteous anger. And so, tomorrow is a day I really kind of connected with your life. Tomorrow's a day that kind of different paths, how we got together.
Yeah.
September 11th.
Let's just hold off on that for a second.
I know, I'm saying, and that was going through my mind as I cleaned up the shop. I looked at I have an appointment. I was in a car crash. I had 6 appointments this week. I have 7 next week. Medical, physical therapy, shots in my bones and everything like that. But I'm still alive, but I am still recovering, Joe. I'm not 100%. So I'm still.
It's going to take you a while too. I mean, you're an old man, so.
Yeah, I bounced though. I bounced really good.
I'm kidding.
No.
One of the things that I did pull something out because
okay.
I just want to I pulled two clips, 2 video clips that I have right now. One's kind of short, one's a little longer, and the reason why I pulled these out is because I just want you to see the rhetoric that comes out of the left. And the first clip I'm going to show you is Senator Chris Murphy in an interview. And I want you to pay attention to what he's saying in this interview. It's just a short clip. And then I'm going to play you another one of an absolute embarrassment that took place today at the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. Okay? So here's Senator Chris Murphy.
We're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Okay, should I play that again?
Like we're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Okay,
war?
so this is what the left is putting out there. Everything that the left puts out is, we're at war. We're trying to save democracy. We're trying to save the country. And then you have people go out and do things like this, like what happened today with Charlie Kirk.
It's like, what was it? I don't know what the first name, Goebbels. It's Goebbels propaganda. And one of the big ones, it's their crying plea or their anthem, threat to democracy. Well, democracy is not what we're part of. It's a republic. They don't have that clue. They're clueless of that. They don't understand the difference between democracy and a republic. It's a threat to our democracy. Trump is, or whatever is. Guns are.
And you hear you saw the result of that. You hear the constant. He's Hitler. He's this. He's that.
Yeah.
And what happened? Well, you had 2 known of assassination attempts on the president. One as a candidate in Butler, Pennsylvania, and then over at Mar-a-Lago. Was it Mar-a-Lago? Not Mar-a-Lago. It was on the golf course.
Yeah.
So you have that and those reactions coming out, and of course they're all leftists. They're all left liberals. I mean, and the rhetoric that comes out of them is, we're at war. We're at war. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do whatever it takes. Trying to save democracy. You have to save democracy. And this is what you get. This is what you get. And then the really embarrassing thing today was on the floor of the House of Representatives, Anna Paulina Luna stood up and wanted to offer prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. And I want you to listen to the reaction.
What purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise? Shh. Let's wait a minute. Wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
Do you hear that?
F-bombs.
From the left.
The House
language.
will be in order. The House will be in order. We will join prayer right after this, okay?
The cross is offensive to the heathen that is going to hell.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that. But once again, the left shows who they really are. They couldn't stand and applaud for a young man who has been battling cancer his whole life, that young boy.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand and applaud for him. And now here, you hear the F-bombs, the shouts of no, in offering prayer for an American citizen who was executed in front of a crowd of people. This is the state our country's in.
The world, our state too.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the world, but I'm more worried about my country.
And I live in a state that is that. They have you magnified. I mean, those years back when they had whatever went on with the Floyd debacle, they built their own little city in there, and they were tearing places apart. And the mayor, this is their First Amendment rights. They can tear that hardworking guy who's put 50 years into his building and burn it to hell. There's no sense there. It's just, I'm a chef, and you got ingredients, and you got a recipe, and the recipe is hate and bitterness, spite, anger, jealousy. You can put them all together.
Yeah,
that's all. And their motivation is doing as less work as possible.
Yeah. Now I know the show has kind of a somber tone tonight. I realize that. Like I said at the beginning of the show when I opened it up, I didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, and things like that. I watched his show. I listened to his radio show. I've seen the videos and stuff that he put out there, and I think he was doing an amazing job in trying to give the left what they claim they want: dialogue. They always want to talk. They always want to talk. Well, here was Charlie Kirk, who went into the lion's den. He went into left-leaning establishments, left-leaning schools. He went to them and offered dialogue. He was respectful. He didn't talk down to people. He was kind, and he laid out the facts. He gave the left what they wanted: dialogue, and they killed him for it.
Joe, if I say,
now, I know it could be. I'm saying they, like, I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact it was anybody on the left. It could have been somebody else. But you know something? The odds are that this person was on the left, and yeah.
I have a little history of Utah. My wife has Mormon. She was in the Mormon church when she was younger, but she has Mormon family there. And some of the background of all the places to be assassinated in, this would be the last of the 50. For whatever it's worth, I'm not going to go into doctrine, but the Mormons moved there for religious freedom and for their speech freedom. When you go there and you see stuff like Texas has a star everywhere, and the bathroom's practically Texas flag, but they have symbols and stuff of their free speech because of that's what brought them to Utah. And a place to be assassinated is the one state that, like, offers you to go there and go, you're more than welcome to speak about your faith, your religion, your platform, with no hate, of course, and all the stuff. And that's be the last place to be assassinated in, because I know, like I said, just talking to people that are from there, and that's what that's what they built a state on. And that's why the Mormons went there, because they had religious freedom. They had a chance to go there and set up what their doctrine, their faith, but they always wanted to make it sure for outsiders too, to be welcome. And he was gunned down in a place, Seattle, I could see it in a heartbeat.
So I have another clip here that I'm going to show you. This is MSNBC or MS Now, whatever they call themselves.
PMSNBC.
I'm really wondering, and I've seen other people say this too, but it's a great question. When is the FCC going to revoke their license? Because I want you to hear this. This is quite interesting. A very interesting take on what happened today.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, to emphasize what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about.
A supporter shooting his gun off in celebration. A supporter, really? Really? Why is this station still allowed to broadcast?
Yeah. Is that Bill Gates' part? Is he the MS or something, Microsoft or something like that?
Yeah, it's Microsoft Now.
But Rush used to call him PMSNBC.
I know. MSLSD.
Yeah, I know.
All kinds of crazy stuff.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that, because I consider myself a very good shot. My friends are policemen, and some Marines go, "You're a pretty good shot for a non-Marine." My father taught me how to shoot. He was a World War II guy, and he just told me figured out how to shoot, and I do pretty good. I'm thinking, who would bring their firearm, shoot in a celebration? What was that guy? Yosemite Sam?
Yeah.
Varmints. I mean, I have to go that level to think of that's how they think. Oh, the varmints there. We're going to shoot Bugs Bunny. Watch out, Charlie.
Right.
Well, maybe it was Alma Fudd. I was getting that Wasky Wabbit.
I got to get you to do a bumper for me in the Elmer Fudd voice.
Okay, Joe. Oh.
Well, you sound like you're right in there for a second.
Where's Wash Wimbaugh when we need him? And I was telling my buddy Clint, he's up on all the guys like this, and we lost Rush. It was a little bit of a void, and boy, he would be so happy for Trump to be back in if he was here. But there was guys out there who's gonna fill those shoes. Well, there's a lot of voices out there and some good ones. And like I said, the last just a few days ago, Charlie was in a university, and what the mental liberal will never understand, when he was debating, and they call it dissenting views, which means I have a view and you have a view, he would put his point of view so you could, here's the key word, Joe, logically respond.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I like potato salad with no carrots in it, and you're going to call me a commie for it. Okay, stupid argument I'm putting up, but he would present at that level to go, why do you believe in what you believe in? Well, it's what you don't want me to believe in. But he always made it the opportunity to give a logical response.
Right. And
that's what he was good at. He wasn't demeaning. He gave his facts. He would bring the facts in, and history. Young man talking about, it was a black man at Texas University or Texas A&M going, I'm being discriminated against. He goes, how'd you get this university? Well, 200 years of slaves. I went to the grocery store the other day and people were giving me faces. It's still the same as it was 200 years ago.
Well, that's because the left lives in the victim mentality.
These guys. They're institutions.
Mentality. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the exact reason why. So I want to get off.
So I will say this, Joe, after the show, I'm going to go cut, trim, and marinate my own deer meat, pack and wrap it, and put something really good on to listen to. And if you got any suggestions, would you please text me, please?
Yes,
I'll be taking any texts today. And any of your watchers out there, text Wayne it. He needs some good, happy music to wrap dead deer meat. Well, it's dead anyhow.
Riders on the Storm.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man. So now, of course, we have other things going on in the world today too. That today was just a crazy day, news cycle.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody people talk about this time of the year, this time of the season, things kind of get a little quiet in the news cycle. It's not true at all.
No.
You have this unfortunate accident, this unfortunate incident that took place today with Charlie Kirk. Just a couple of days ago, we found out about this young woman who was brutally murdered on a subway car, which, by the way, took place in August, and it just now surfaced. And then, of course, we have the entire world on the precipice of World War III.
Yeah, fill me on. Like I said, I have a blackout. I needed a blackout. My wife is gone, and I just I have so much on the farm to do when she's gone, and I'm still hobbling with my knee and my ankle. It is a lot of work because from my house to my shop, it's 500 feet. If I go there and back, that's 1,000 feet. If I do it 5 times, it's a mile. I'm doing it 10 times. So on this bad leg, I'm wore out. It's nothing to do with my age, trust me. So I've turned off all electronics. I just have my little patch in and my old school music, and that's all I've listened to. I've turned off everybody. So I want to know, Joe, what's going on?
Well, what's going on here is, that the European Union is pushing for war.
Oh yeah.
They want to send troops into Ukraine to assist Ukraine in their war with Russia. Now, of course, the majority of the European Union nations are part of NATO, or several of the European countries are part of NATO. So, of course, if they send their troops into Ukraine and there's the conflict going on and some military personnel or whatever get hurt or killed in some kind of crossfire, well, that invokes Article 5, and then an attack on one is an attack on all, and you have the possibility of a thermonuclear war. And so you have the European Union today. What was her name? Ursula. She gave a speech at the State of the Union of the State of the European Union, and that's all she talked about. I don't have the clips for it because I just didn't have a chance to pull them all out. But she's basically saying to the European nations that we need to do this. We have to do this. It'll stimulate the economy. It'll get people in there. Their plan is to put Russia into a protracted 30-year war to try to deplete them. And then you had this incident with the drones in Poland. So apparently there was a drone incursion into Polish airspace, which the Polish military summarily dispatched. And they're saying that they came from Russia. So now, of course, NATO. Now Poland's is part of NATO. So now you have that escalating, and it's just. And what I find disturbing too is, and please don't misunderstand me. I love President Trump. I think he's doing a great job all around. I give him an A- so far. The minus because he's had a few missteps that I think are pretty hurtful to what he's doing with the rest of the stuff that he's up to. But he kind of bought into it that this was Russia. Russia did this. Now, why would Russia do that? Look, I'm not Russia pro. I'm not Ukraine pro. I personally think that we should be out of NATO altogether. We shouldn't be anywhere near NATO. We should just, Europe is Europe. Let Europe deal with Europe's issue. We got our own problems in our own hemisphere over here. Let us deal with this over here. You guys deal with your own stuff. I wish that our country still had the philosophy of our founding generation, where it was, basically it was peace and commerce with all, entangling alliances with none. You get into these entangling alliances like we are with NATO, and you got stuff like this popping off over there in Europe, and next thing you know, we're involved in a nuclear exchange. Russia, Ukraine, that whole thing may be 5,000, 6,000 miles away, but we're 3 minutes away from a tactical strike.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Russia has these hypersonic missiles now. Several of them that can carry nuclear payloads. It's a really scary moment in history right now. We are teetering on the edge of nuclear war, World War III. Now, as believers, of course we're concerned. We both have family members that don't know Christ as their Savior. So you worry about them. You don't want to see the country that you that you love and you grew up in, and you're a patriot, and you don't want to see it fail and fall. But as believers, what does the Bible say about us? Well, we're pilgrims passing through. We're ambassadors of a greater kingdom, and this world is not my home. I'm just a passing through, like the song says. So, I'm not overly concerned that if something does happen, I know I'm going to be with the Lord. That's fine, but I don't want to see it happen.
Right.
Not that way.
Yeah.
And
here's this.
We are very, very close to it, and the globalists, the European Union, all these people over there are pushing. They want this conflict to escalate, and it's disgusting, and it needs to stop. And I don't know how it's going to stop.
A couple of points here. One will be the biblical part, I want to take that second. But there's almost like in a room somewhere it could be anywhere. It's like I could see Dr. Evil over on the side over there doing this. Mm-hmm. How do we get rid of America? Well, we're tried in within, which is most of where the countries have been downfall. Rome was done in from within because of all the stuff politically they did, and all the other stuff is a lot of it's kind of stuff we did. And there's just like I say, a group of people that hate this country so much. They must have the greatest bunkers in the world. And they go to any limit or any escalation to take out what they think they're going to take out because they don't understand about radiation. But number two, and I get usually put over on the side when I go to men's conferences after I talk, put that guy way over there. We have it coming. And I've said this before because I had a late Jewish wife, and she had said when Jeremiah was speaking, he couldn't get to him. He couldn't break through. And he said at the end, off to Babylon you go. Mm-hmm. What that meant is you guys aborted the babies. Your morals just went down to murder started. You can just say look at the newspaper today and actually go to 2 Timothy chapter 3 and all that. There's 18 points, 666, 18 points of disobedience and hate and all the little mind boggled here, but all the things that's wrong today. And big part of that Paul is writing is it was coming again, as Jesus said, in this Israel's going to fall too, because you guys did not go to the Lord. And I really am going to pound my Bible on my soapbox. It just can't put aside 65 million babies. He takes it serious, man.
Absolutely.
He did it. And I've been up in northern Israel. I went to the spot, and I told the people on the tour, we went to a place called Pan. Pan has different names. And there's still carvings in the walls where they would put the hot plates and put the babies in the arm. I don't want to talk about it. I tell everybody, I don't want to sound like a party pooper, but don't take pictures here. Maybe I'm not being, there's everywhere else to take pictures. And I told my wife, I'm not taking no pictures here. They actually got it. This is such the most darkest place in Israel is up there where and he said at that point, all the prophets went up here. Okay. And we're not in prophecy. I know there's guys that say the wings of eagles and New York is Babylon. No, it's not. New York's going to be Babylon. But we are coming to a precipice of, we got Trump, whatever point of view of Trump you feel. Yeah, JD's a good guy and Rubio's a good guy. But I think that evil does not rest. And they're over here regrouping. They've got their timeout and they've got their minions and they're just waiting for 28, whoever gets in there. And like I said, whatever could tip Putin off and whatever. And here's my one question I have for you, Mr. Detective. Do you believe they might have weapons here of mass destruction? Because I've read some things where how many Chinese have snuck in here? How many people at the border that are not Central American Mexicans? They sure look like Muslim terrorists. And they busted those guys there. And they had one guy saying, you will find out who we will become. They got a guy down there seen the video.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they have bad things in places here.
I do think so.
Yeah.
I do. And I it's scary to say it that way, but I do.
I do. Doesn't the rest of the world live like this now? Europe? How many countries else live like this? Let's take a look. Let's go to every part of the country right now. Pakistan, India, Indonesia, here, all over Europe, the Middle East. Everybody lives like that. We're going, well, we're America. We're going to have our apple pie and Chevrolets and stuff. Everybody has to live. Everybody is living like that. It seems like at different parts, wars and rumors of wars. And I don't even know what the newest one is last week. So we don't live that way because we've had an incredible military. We've had incredible, well, at times, intelligence, et cetera, et cetera. And it just might be the time that, I just don't read us in prophecy.
Yeah. Well, let me show you this. Hold on. This is, I have not done this yet on this platform, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Oops. That didn't work. Let me do this. Sorry. I'm new to this platform, folks. It's going to take some learning curve here.
Time for nostalgia. Battle lines for a new world order based on power are being drawn right now. So yes, Europe must fight for its place in the world, in which many major powers are either ambivalent or openly hostile to Europe, a world of imperial ambitions and imperial wars, a world in which dependencies are ruthlessly weaponized. And it is for all these reasons that a new Europe must emerge.
Battle lines.
So there you go. What do you think of that?
She sounds serious.
Very, very serious. It's everybody saying, "Oh, it's Alex Jones." Yeah, no, well, he's not the one speaking that. He's just playing the video.
He's playing the video.
That's the direction that the European Union's looking to go, and of course, that's going to be dragging the rest of the world into it. It's a very serious time that we're living in. I know it's like a downer of a show tonight. I get it. I'm sorry about that, but
it's eye-opening.
But this is what's going on.
All this is eye-opening. Yeah.
But this is what's going on in the world, folks. We need to be prepared for this.
Talked to my mom the other day. My wife is going down to Brazil. She's been to Brazil. Long story short. And she just want to say, get her a postcard. My mom's 97. And she said something very interesting when I went to go visit her. My dad, they got engaged. He went off to boot camp. He came back. And this is 44. And she kind of more or less said, go finish this. And she said, back then, Joe, I said, Mom, what's the difference between then and today? She goes, I'll tell you. We knew our men would finish it. And we knew there'd be a future. She goes, now I don't see it. That's some wisdom there. This is a woman. She was a on-the-spot reporter with my father. He was over there in the Japanese islands. That was hell, from what the World War II veterans say. And he came back, and before he passed, he said, I don't know what this country's going to. He said, when we was attacked, we couldn't get on enough trucks to go to the recruiter's office. He goes, I don't know if kids will fight nowadays for this country. I mean, there's a percentage. Do you really, do you really think I know, I said I could get a troop of Cub Scouts and maybe take over this place, it seems like. Because, no, really, most 18-year-olds don't know how to change a flat tire. But my mom, this is the Southern old wisdom girl, Joe, and you got to speak to her. Mm-hmm. And she just says, I don't see what I seen back then. We knew we would finish this. Dad said, we're going to get this blankety blank done. This has got to get done. This is long enough. And they did it for 4 years. The Bush wars are what now? 25?
20.
Go back to the ones, no, more than that. Go back to 91.
Well,
yeah, Bush War I, Bush War II, you do all the years. They're calling them the forever wars now. Someone was just recently saying that. But, when old Dad said it, he said, we knew we had to finish this. And they knew what was on the line. And he was a funny one because he went to Japan. Then he went to Austria to do cleanup. He says, Patton said, let's arm the Germans and go finish off Russia. And he was serious about that. Mm-hmm. But there's a difference of, I'll take my mom, it's 97-year wisdom and on-the-spot reporting going. She says, yeah, I worry about the she's got great-grandchildren. She goes, but I can't worry because I believe in the Lord's providence and the better world that's coming. And, for someone who's seen, they thought this was the end times, Hitler and everything. So that woman speaking sounds a little bit like back then.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what it is. It says, how did he write it? He says, battle lines for New World Order based on power are being drawn right now. The unelected leader of the EU, Ursula von der Leyen, channels her inner Hitler and calls for total war. Europe must fight for its place in the world. A new Europe must emerge.
Well, tomorrow's 9/11. Let's go back to 9/11, 1989.
The first bombing of the World Trade. Yeah.
George Bush, they got a new world order, not run by the law of the jungle, but the law of the land, a new world order on 9/11, 1989. That's the first time I ever heard it from a politician, new world order. I heard it, back in the 80s, right, from some fledgling conservative guys who were on like a radio station that got 2 miles, from their station there.
Yeah. I got you.
Hey, Joe, they had less listeners in this show. But we're going to get, no, I just want to tell you this right now. My team is getting put together. She's coming back and we are
small but powerful, my friend.
No, it's going to get big. I mean, huge, Joe. No, my associate, our other executive producer, she needed to get refreshed. Okay. And a lot of prayers. What's going on in her life. And she says, I'm ready to get back and put some emphasis on opening up to what we can do for the show and her part and some stuff. She's got some ideas. Ideas, and she's got some people she wants to line up speaking to. Some, like I said, different parts of everything. Like I said, our agriculture buddy and does the cattle ranching and some food. And my buddy Clint, who's a military guy, and he knows a little bit more about the Ukraine war than I do. He's a military guy. He was over there in that part of the country. And just people that they're actually wanting to line up to come on and interview them and pass it to you. They're from all walks of life, and they're all solid. And awesome. Best part is they have experience. I mean, Brandon knows all about the cattle ranching, what's going on with a lot of stuff, and the problems that they're getting hassled from. It's not easy to be a rancher no more, a farmer, and some of the other folks that are doing certain things in businesses. So, times times are perplexed. The
They are.
Lord said to be perplexed.
Here's what I'm going to do here, buddy.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the show, and I would like you to give an update on everything you're doing with your show.
Okay.
Where you are with it and how you're doing. I'll be here. I'm just going to step away for a second, and I'll let you run with it. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll be back.
Okay. So up here in the state of Washington, which I call the People's Republic of Washington, I am building a studio. I was in great timing to get things done until a nice dear lady pulled in front of me literally a month ago from about today, and almost took out me and my wife. And I don't take that lightly. We almost got killed in a car crash. I just happened to turn it in the right way, which the trooper said I saved my wife's life. But literally, I was a crash test dummy. I'm just starting to recover this week from it. So we have a green screen we're going to be putting. This whole background will be green screen. We got 1,600 backgrounds from it, but a lot of it will be on the first. We're going to be doing 14 amendments, and my cohort and another executive producer, she's got things set up to do all 14 amendments. We got even a little skit, and a lot of the background. Like I don't know all the technology of it, but she will literally be standing there in a hayfield with cannons from the 1700s, and they can do this. And she's already got her George Washington colonial outfit, and she will be reading the First Amendment in a way that it's going to be grassroots and how it was back then. And then we're going to go to the Second Amendment, and we're going to go through all 14, and we'll have the green screen. But the way they can do this, she'll be standing in whatever era of American history. I like that. That's technology meeting history and putting together what's happening now 250 years. It's good timing. So she's got the chops to do it. She's got the look. She's got a great, credible voice, but it's how she articulates it. And I've sent Joe some of the test tapes on it, and it's going to be exactly what I think people should need. And like, picture this young lady with a colonial outfit. She's got it, and she's going to have a satchel of, newspapers and read the First Amendment. And the second one, we're looking at maybe a Western gunslinger type, because the First Amendment protects the Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment protects the First. So we've got a lot of things to do for Joe and get those out there. And she's going to start her website. So she actually was going to put those out there, and she's going to be working on some bumpers for Joe for whatever between like times that Joe will be back in, 2 minutes and read some stuff and what's going on. And we actually want to work on some things we want to do for Joe's show, like maybe like Wednesday with Wayne, but also have what's going on in the Pacific Northwest. My taxes, I got a thing for my taxes, went from $3,800 a year to $8,000 in 1 year. My buddy's taxes went to $15,000. We're both retired. And the state here, there isn't a tax that Governor Bob Ferguson does not love. He's put 42 new taxes in there through the legislation. Everything, hunting, fishing, parking, you name it. Every ball game taxes, movie tickets. So we're taxation without representation. We're at. So we don't have an income tax. So they got to nail us everywhere else. The gas tax, we're at $5 a gallon up here almost. So, and there's just the hostility towards anybody who doesn't think like Stalin or pick any other communist that's, you can name famous from. But we got some good stuff. I'm just a little behind. She's coming back. She's tan, rested, and ready from Brazil. So, and she already texted me, said, I got some good stuff. We're going to get on the show. We're going to get things going. And she's working on getting some guests on here.
Better turn the mic on. Outstanding. That's great news, bro. And I know you guys are doing a lot, and you got a lot of stuff on your table. And
for you and your listeners, I'm not a tech guy. I mean, I can fix plumbing. You want a toilet put in fixed? I can do it, Joe. Plumbing, electric. Oh, no, she's tech savvy. In fact, her son, she's visiting down there. He's a Microsoft programmer, and he goes, my mom taught me a lot. She's a brilliant lady. And so, yeah, Rosanna, like I said, she can do the electric. She said, I'm going to get back, honey, and we're going to set this all up. She says, let's get it going. And I said, please, don't touch that button. Okay, dear. Like in those movies.
I wasn't expecting that. You made me jump. I went to touch.
Well, how do you think I feel? We were before she left. Don't touch that. I do have 6 dents in my heart, dear, and a life insurance policy. You're not thinking of both of them, are you?
God forbid.
But no, it's and also, and my pastor said this. We have a thing for the truckers, trucker ministry. He goes, "Oh, you got a big bullseye on your chest, buddy. Satan, he hates this ministry. So every time, this time of year, whenever we get the truckers going, we just got it from the church. Wayne gets hit with something. This time it was a truck. That's why those movies are so fake. The show guy get hit, fly in the air. This is some bullshit. I'll call it what it is.
Yeah,
I hit 50 miles an hour. That's like, the human body can't take that, Bruce Willis or Arnold. You guys are done. So we got some good stuff, Joe, and we love you. We support you, and we're gonna get going. It's just, it is one thing after another. It's been one thing after another, and my pastor said there's a lot of spiritual things you guys are battling with, because I love to share the Lord wherever I'm at. I am not ashamed of the gospel. Anywhere.
Oh, I know that for a fact.
Anywhere, man. The other day, I was, people see me praying in the grocery store with people. I'll drop them, man. I don't, so my pastor.
You know what you have? You have the spiritual gift of gab.
No, I don't.
You're good at talking.
No, I do. I am. So, my late wife, who was Italian, Brooklyn, she was a pizza bagel from Brooklyn. She goes, an average man, he had that voice. She had that Brooklyn voice thing. The average man has 2,000 words vocabulary a day. A woman has 4,000 words vocabulary a day. You have 6,000. But they all mean something, though, dear.
Yeah.
But I did say a prayer for Charlie's family.
Yeah, and that's appropriate. Not like in the House of Representatives.
No, there's a darkness here, man. There really is. And here's the thing. Read the 4 horsemen, the real 4 horsemen. And the 4th one says, and Hades and death is coming with them. And it was given authority unto them. Now, who gave the authority? It ain't Satan. He doesn't get that authority. The Lord Jesus Christ is going to give this 4th horseman the authority to take out 1/4 of the earth's population.
Right.
So people go, oh, the Old Testament, man, he was a vicious, mean God. I go, you haven't read Revelation yet, have you?
No. People don't understand that they get lost in the love of God. Yes, God is love. Absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about it. The Bible
also hates too. I said
First
he hates.
John says that, God is love. And but God is also God is also a holy God. And as a holy God, he has to judge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his holiness. He cannot have sin in his presence. So
he hates sin. He does hate.
He does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a righteous hate. It's
he hated Esau,
like you and I can do. It's in righteousness. So yeah. So people don't understand that stuff, and people are unfortunately biblically ignorant, and they're getting worse and worse every day. And it's just the state the world is in.
I got a good comeback. I got my good comeback for people who just use text. Oh, your Bible, you got that out of Second Opinions, chapter 3, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I use that one too.
Yeah,
it's a great use all.
Before you go, it's the Matthew 7. Don't judge not judge, judge not judge. I'm mocking it. How they not mocking the Lord. I'm mocking them. Judge not judge. That one, and whoever sin first cast the first stone. But what did he tell the lady? Don't do it no more. Go and stop sinning, would you please? So you're not in this position again.
It's like every wino on the street knows, take a little wine for thy stomach, staking off infirmities.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I know me and Jesus would relate. Hey, Wayne, you got to come over and check this out.
He probably talks to me the way he talks to me. He talks to me. He's like, Joe, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, I talk to him like that too. My wife will hear me and she goes, I love the way you pray. I think that's exactly how he loves to listen to how you talk, Wayne. He made you this way. He made you resilient to you have given the gospel to 5,000 people personally.
Yeah.
He goes, You know, he made me on Casual Friday with a Hawaiian shirt on.
That's what we should do.
That's a good one, isn't it, Joe? That is good, isn't it?
We should do a Hawaiian shirt show.
I got to get one first. But no, I told that to my wife. She goes,
That's
I
helpful.
believe, but it's, you know, when you throw a joke, Joe, and they answer like, "Oh, I believe that." She had no doubt that Jesus could make me. My soul put it in my body in 1961. He did it on a Casual Friday. Hey, Moses, are we going to have challah or not? Challah bread or not? No, we just ordered bagels.
You're not saying it right, dude. Come on.
No,
It's challah.
Challah. But so,
Gotta-
and my buddy calls me an anomaly. I go, yeah, I got it. And so, but I know I'm here still to still share the gospel. And I said to my wife, Rosanna, I go, look at it this way. I have to view this way because I just went to my heart doctor today for real because of they were afraid that the impact of 50 miles an hour, the seatbelt through my serious stuff, threw my stents off.
Right.
Because my heart rate was going through the roof. We're all back. We're all fine. It's Han Solo. We're all fine here. We're fine. How are you? And so I'm doing good there. And I just said, okay, dear, I said, there's two versions of this. Satan doesn't want me. He wants me dead, but I'll be with the Lord. The Lord wants me here so I can witness to Christ. It's flawed and as broken and as sinful as Paul said. And as Peter said, depart from me, I'm a sinful man. I'm the same group as those guys.
Right. Well, you're also in the same situation Paul was, where Paul said that he's in a strait betwixt two.
Yeah.
It's needful for me to be here, but to be with the Lord is better. I mean, I'm paraphrasing it.
Yeah. Right. So what I like I said, it sounds like about a lot of air I've been speaking. I got to tell you, Joe, I haven't got much done this month. I look at my property out there, and she knows it's killing me, and she works really hard. She gets up at 3 a.m. for her job, and so and it's the point where I said, "Honey, all I could do is ice my leg, my knee. I had ice packs on my knee, my ankle, and both of my shoulders."
Mm.
Joe Pathetic, yeah. If I have a name as Joe, it'd be Joe Pathetic right now.
No, I hate those things. I hate when people do that. I hate that. I can't stand that. Joe, Joe
wannabe. Yeah. How about Bill? Bill Pathetic.
Joe.
But I'm feeling prayers answered, Joe.
The average Joe.
I feel good. This is the first few days. They gave me shots here and there, and I actually, for the first time in 3 weeks, can walk on my foot without pain all the way.
And what are you doing with that? Instead of relaxing like you should be doing it, you're running around your property doing your stuff.
But I had to get this deer fabricated and done and vacuum packed and put in there. And
is this the one you bagged when I texted you? And
yes.
You said, yeah. Okay.
You know what? I had to haul that out of the woods by myself. And I did. Took it to the edge of the woods, and I hauled it out my truck the rest of the way. I had, kind
of figured you would do something like that.
Yeah. And then I went fishing the next day, and then I've got all these other chores I got to get done. And so, but now this truckers ministry, and real fast, I'd like to finish with this truckers. It's about 25 years old, at least 20. And there's it's the biggest truck stop from Canada to Portland or whatever, probably that. And thousands of trucks a week, hundreds and hundreds a day, come in there. And so 20 years ago, long story short, I worked in the back docks my whole career. And so 20 something years ago, I was talking to my buddies. I go, well, where you guys go? Oh, we go to the Pilot. That's the stop. It's football fields of trucks behind the station there. I go, what do you guys do? Well, we have to wait it out overnight till this moves, or we have to pick up this tomorrow, go there, all the different stuff. So I got home and said, hey, let's take some goods down to the guys. And Larry's there, Kirk's there, the guys there. And we took stuff there. That's how it started. At the kitchen table, we had enough stuff. And then next year built and built and built. Then my wife passed away, and I took a year or two off. And then Rosanna came on board, and she's a professional world-class chef. She's cooked with some of the greatest in the world, Emeril and Bobby Flay and all those guys down in Texas. And she goes, the most we ever did was 500 bags, 450. She goes, we can do 1,000. And she's done 1,000 bags. And we put a gospel jack. I like Jack Chick. It's This Was Your Life. It's
that's the most popular one.
The best
Jack.
one that goes in there. It just tells a story. And we do that and 1-800 sex trafficking rescue through Shared Hope of Vancouver, Washington State. and a homemade Christmas card by the kids. And then on the left, I used to do these compact discs of the, it's called the one was Jesus is the reason for the season. And the other one is the reconciliation of Christmas. It's a great story. Jesus reconciled us to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did the old school. I was talking to our pastor, setting this up for this year. I go, Pastor Dallas, I go, I remember the old days, I'd have 500 CDs in the machine. I'm going to visually. So I put in all these discs, beaten, whatever. And hey, what you at, Wayne? 200. It took for hours and hours. So Rosanna goes, hey, why don't we get that? Put it on this, and I'll do a QR code.
That'll work.
Okay. And the pastor, who's a tech guy, goes, that's brilliant. So we put the QR code on the Christmas card.
The mark of the beast.
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll use that. We'll use his stuff against him to get the word out. So there. I'll use his technology. Gosh. No, I'm not. Hey, if you get down on your knee and it's kind of like, got me off on a rabbit trail. Rabbit trail, mister. I'm the hunter here. I'm going after rabbits. I think of when Thomas got on his knees and said, my Lord and my God.
Mm-hmm.
The future Antichrist will say the same thing. It's allegiance. I tell people, stop panicking about whatever, your entry key level or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's you will have to get on your knee and go, my Lord and my God. Well, which one? Which one? And you know what? I'm really bold. I said, you know, Rosanna, if someone puts a gun to your head and tells me to deny Christ, I say, I'll see you in heaven. She goes, you better not deny him. That's a woman I married. You better not deny him.
Amen.
You let them put that bullet in my head.
That's what you need.
That's bold. That's bold, isn't it, Joe?
It is. Well,
that's a bold woman.
Proverbs 28 says what? The righteous are as bold as a lion.
You bet. And she knows the same thing from me.
Yeah.
Do me in
both. Why don't you close us out with prayer, and then I'm going to run through all the through the closing announcements, and then we'll wrap this baby up.
By next Wednesday, Lord having mercy on us, we'll have the green screen up.
All right.
And I like to put some. I do want to start putting some great graphics, whatever it may be, Mount Rushmore or just different parts. You know, Brooklyn.
And do you have a name for your show yet, or what?
No, we haven't. The one I am working on with my friend from Israel, we're going to call it From the Land.
Right, that I know. But I'm saying for the one to do.
I'm working on that one, and I'm usually pretty good at those things, and I'll come up with it. I'm going to get it'll come up middle of the night, 3 a.m. But my one prayer, like I said, is the Lord's providence. You know, I know there's a group in the church where the Lord's sovereign. He's on the throne. He's in charge. He knows it, and I know that. Can you be a little bit more proactive, though? Someone asked me, "How you doing, Wayne?" Well, I almost got killed in a car crash. My wife is, and I go, man, and this and this. Well, Lord's sovereign. That was like the lamest answer. You've been in the church 40 years. I'm tough on people because I figure if you're going to ask Joe, how are you doing? Okay, I'm going to take it to the Lord, and you know me, brother. You know that. And we pray. We absolutely. We need to do better. Not just don't have to do it for me. I can pray, and my wife prays, and I know my friends pray. But if you've been in that long, and he's sovereign. I said, and he knows it, and I know it. You know, so definitely want to pray. You know, the tragedies of this week, not just the one in Utah, there's different ones, but there's tragedies everywhere. And everywhere he said, you know, we will have birth pangs and just things that go on. It's the fall. I tell people the farther we get from the fall, the worse it's getting. Yeah. I thought, you know, the flood and all the other stuff. We have technology to really make that even more, and trucks to take children and hide them. And the evils are so easier to do because you can hide it easier. Back then they couldn't. It was out in front, so they, you know, we had guys like Noah and Jeremiah to point the finger. We don't have those guys so much anymore. I mean, yeah, they're technical. They're on a screen. They're in a network like this, and I understand that. But it seems like it's easier to hide the sin. You know, it does get exposed, but it's like I said, I've worked with sex trafficking rescue for a long time, and it just some nights I can't sleep. I watched that Sound of Freedom once. I'll never watch it again. But yeah. Lord, you know all things, Heavenly Father, you do, and you know. Not just a college campus of tragedy today here, Lord. Just city buses, and it's happening. As you said, lawlessness will prevail more and more. The lack of life, the respect of life will be more and more, less of it. And things will not surprise us. And woe to those, yes, politicians and ministers more sinister than ever. That woe to those who's called good bad and bad evil. And you all will be held accountable. And the lady throwing the F-bomb out there, he heard it. Trust me, he did. And every act, deed, response will be held on record. Everyone. He's got a good accountant. And that's the thing on that day. But what we do here as Christians and myself, I failed today as I will fail tomorrow. And I know this. This is Paul, and from all of those apostles, those men who gave up their lives. We know that this is the choice Joe was saying earlier. What will happen? Something catastrophic. One guy could push a wrong button, or the right button, the wrong motive. I pray for President Putin. I do. I pray for him. I pray for Zelensky, as I believe really mixed up man, and his people, his handlers almost feels like. I pray from both sides of them. But Lord, I pray against the instigators. There's always troublemakers on the side too, instigating this even more. And this conflict, this should have been over. And so many poor people, 2 million people in this war, they've lost their lives. A generation gone, what they said over there, of 18 to 30-year-olds. Lord, we pray for those. And Lord, we pray for tomorrow for our country. It's a dark spot in our country. It's a time that changed our country for a lot of different things. I think, Lord, it did open it up for the world order to come in. The TSA and Patriot Act, which is not really Patriot Act at all. It's been easier and easier to lose our freedoms, which you said will happen as the man of sin, the man of the lawless one. That's the perfect name for him right now. Will enter in. So, Lord, I just pray for Joe and the work he does. And I have so much respect for him and his career and what he did, Lord. And give him the strength, the sleep. And Lord, pray for his technical equipment here, his electronics, and everything that goes on along with that. And Lord, just thank you for having him in my life. And Lord, he's been I look up to him. I do. And not in a worldly way, but as a brother in Christ. And that's the most important thing there. We can have all the accolades and trophies and medals and presidential accommodations in the world, but the only one that counts is your name in the book of life. That's what the ending story is right there. So Lord, be with everyone in those families. It's not just Charlie's family and his wife's family. There's generations, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, cousins, uncles, a lot of high school, college friends that are affected by this. So Lord, thank you for the president for putting the flag at half-staff, and for the Utah governor to stand firm and do what's right is right. It's justice is justice. We put all these things in your hand for the one who came to the cross. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Brother, thank you.
I get accused for being the long prayer guy.
No, that's fine.
No, I did. At church.
The Holy Spirit leads you. You got to say what you got to say. You got to say what's on your heart. I appreciate you jumping on the show today. I really do. Thank you so much for that. And well, actually, you were scheduled for the 8 o'clock hour, but you were able to bump it up to the 7 o'clock.
Max Rakotowski. The Mad Max. No, a buddy of mine said, dude, that shirt. I went to my doctor yesterday. He goes, I like that shirt. Who is that? Is that Arnold? I go, no, that's Max Rakotowski, Mad Max, the Road Warrior. We're coming to that point right now. We're going to be wearing shoulder pads and motorcycles and mohawks going after gas. And
not far. I want to see you in the mohawk. I want to see you in the mohawk.
I had a mohawk once when I had cancer. Before it was starting to come out, I did a mohawk just for an hour, and then it started coming out anyhow. So
I want to see that. So let's do that.
All right,
Joe, brother. Thank you so much again. I love you, man. You're the best, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for what you guys do for us and for the show. Yeah. It's a real blessing to have you as part of the team, and cannot wait to see what you're going to do with your podcast. And I have a few ideas that I'm going to throw your way at some point down the road here. And
I totally apologize. It's been an honor and privilege to be on your show, Joe. But I can't even say I apologize, because of all people, how people get stacked up.
Oh, sure.
Things getting stacked up. There's no excuses. I'm not giving you. I haven't given you one excuse, Joe. You would not believe what's going on. This or this,
Yeah.
And like I said, we were ready, jumping jack. Flash August was like, woo, we're ready for August because we got everything done, paint the house. And that showed us right there that all we did is went to go pick up grandkids in a country road, and the lady, that's all it takes. As my old pastor said, you're just a logging truck crossing from eternity.
There you have
a logging truck crossing the yellow line from eternity.
New York call it a city bus. So
city bus. Joseph.
All right, my brother. God bless you.
One last thing. When you do come to visit, I've taken farm fresh tomatoes and I got them side for you. They're vacuum packed.
Nice. We're gonna make some sauce.
Oh, she's so stoked about Sunday sauce.
We'll do some sugo.
She's going to do the apron on, and she's going to put the hair up. Joe, show me. Yeah. Tell
her she's got to grow the little corner mustache going on, the hairy underarms and all that stuff. Like the old Italian ladies that
my late wife had to shave, man. I'm serious. Honey, you give me razor burn. No, she was the dark. She looked like she came out of Jerusalem 2,000 years ago. For real.
Good night.
No, she did. She had it all going. The dark hair, the olive skin, the nose, and everything, and a little bit of that Brooklyn twine.
All right.
Oh, Joe.
Yes.
She was from Spoiled Town, 8th and Flatbush.
Oh, I know.
Her grandfather was a doctor. Yeah. She had it hard. She told me one time in college she had to have top ramen.
All right, brother. That's enough. I'll talk to you later on. God bless you.
Wow, I gotta get out. Joe, get some West.
Our executive producer, Wayne Rankin, folks. Great night, brother. God bless you. Thank you for doing this. I'll talk to you later.
Show.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. So podhome.fm is the most modern, easy to use podcast hosting platform that's out there today. You can use it to publish your episodes, enhance your audio, automatically generate transcripts, chapters, titles, show notes, and more. And you can even podcast live. That's right. Your audio stream gets podcast live across the modern 2.0 platform. So head over to podhome.fm and get everything that you need for one affordable subscription of $15.99 a month. And if you go today, you get 30 days free. So go to podhome.fm. podhome.fm. Now, also, don't forget, Saturday, we're going to be chatting with the CEO, owner of Podhome. So if you would like to ask some questions, find out how the whole thing works, jump on the stream at noon Central Time, and we'll be able to take your questions if you like. So why don't you check it out? So that's Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time. All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yes. I forgot this. So American Hemp Hub, got to check it out. AmericanHempHub.com. Go to AmericanHempHub.com, and on your orders of over $40 or more, you get not only a free Doob Tube, but if you use promo code ROOZ at checkout, you get free shipping. So head over to AmericanHempHub.com, AmericanHempHub.com. You must be over 21 and be prepared to show ID to prove that. All right, so check them out. American Hemp Hub, AmericanHempHub.com. All right, also don't forget to sign up for the programming announcements email list that we have on our website. It's absolutely free. We only send you information about the shows, upcoming shows, programming, scheduling, whatever it is that has to do with the specific shows. We're not going to send you emails saying, hey, we're selling you this and we're selling you that. You got to buy this, you got to buy that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sell your information to anybody. It all stays here local with us. And again, like I said, it's free, so it doesn't cost you anything. All right, so just head on over there, check it out, sign up for it, and stay in the know. It's the best way for us to reach you guys during the course of the week. All right, just another reminder, no show tomorrow or Friday. We'll be back on Saturday at 12 p.m. with Barry Lewibrecht of podhome.fm. Check out the socials, Twitter. Hey, to the folks that are watching right now on Twitter, hey, thank you for being here. We really do appreciate that. You can follow us there at Joe Rooz, Truth Social at Joe Rooz, Minds, not Minds, M-I-N-D-S, at Joe Rooz, Facebook, Joe Rooz Show, Instagram, not Joe Rooz, TikTok is Joe.Rooz, and Getter is Joe Rooz. All right, now to our shout outs. You already saw Wayne, so he was here with us today on our Wednesday with Wayne segment. So executive producer Wayne Rankin, executive producer Rosanna Rankin, executive producer Marisa Lee, and executive producer Carolina Jimenez. You also have our inestimable Anonymous Angela, our producer, does yeoman's work. All of you guys, tremendous assets to me, and I really do appreciate you guys. You guys take the time to you're donating your time, your talent, your treasure. It's just, we wouldn't be able to do the show if it wasn't for you guys and your help. So thank you so very much for it. And folks, if you want to get involved in that capacity, you can head over to the support page on our website. You have the associate producer tier at $17.76 a month. You have producer tier at $18.36. Executive producer is $25 and up a month. All right, and all the producers get the shout out on every show, just like you heard. You also get included in all the show notes, all the emails, everything that we send out. All has your name on it, because as producers of the show, as folks who are doing these donations, you are helping us produce the show. So that's why we call you producers. So sign up if you can. If you have the means to do it, we would really appreciate that. You can also do a one-time donation in any amount, a recurring donation in any amount, whatever means you have. We appreciate whatever you can do. All right. Also, don't forget, you can check out our crypto wallets. We have our Ethereum, Tether, Bitcoin, Texacoin, Algorand. All of that stuff is up there on our support page as well. So if you are interested in donating crypto, you can do that too. We appreciate that. Just like the folks that are listening right now on the audio stream on the modern podcast apps are streaming sats to us. Sats are just micropayments of Bitcoin. That's all it is. And you can easily do that. You set up your wallet in the modern podcast app that you're using, like Podcast Guru, Fountain.fm, Podverse, Pocket Cast, you name it. They're out there. You can download those apps at modernpodcastapps.com or podcastindex.org. All right. Charlie is barking or scratching at the door already, so he's letting me know that he's hungry. It's time to eat. So with that said, I think, folks, we're going to say goodnight. So again, just thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Again, somber show, I know, but we had some important things to talk about. I'm glad we were able to do that. Don't forget, head over to the website, joerooz.com. And listen, folks, make Texas independent again. Go podcasting, keep a steady stride, and keep talking. Good night, folks.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again. Some trails are happy ones,
others